what are your investment criteria?
Yes. So here's the gift that I have and that you have, but a lot of VCs don't have.
Okay, let me hear it.
Is that we've
I
done
like this.
it.
You're including
is
me.
that we've done it. So so first I met with all these startups, right?
Yeah.
And I took warm intros, which I don't do anymore. And I met with folks that were just looking for money, which I don't do anymore. And then I realized I could boil all this stuff down to 2.5 investment criteria and do just fine. One, and this is the one that VCs that haven't been founders don't get. Founder has to be better than me.
Founder has to be better than me.
The way I figured it, if I could have basically a low 9-figure exit in 2011 in SaaS, if the founder is much better than me, then they have a shot at a unicorn.
Perfect.
At least a 1% chance.
Right.
But it's so hard to be a founder for 5 years, 7 years. And in SaaS, it's even harder because it's very cross-functional. I need a VP of sales, a VP of marketing, VP of product, VP of customer success. I can't just sit in my office and be cool. And so it's so hard. So if you're not better than me, there's just no chance.
Right.
So anyone that I meet, I don't care what the numbers look like, the pre-traction, I don't care how cool the product is. If they're not better than me, I'm done. Right? And most VCs have no idea what that means, but you know someone that's better than you, don't you? How long does it take you to figure it out?
Very quickly. I mean,
Very
I have
quickly.
I think my preternatural ability is being able to know somebody's resilience, somebody's ability in a first 5 minutes of meeting them.
Yeah.
I can really tell. I mean, it's from years of poker, years of meeting with people, and being a journalist. Like your radar just becomes. I mean, sometimes I'm wrong, but not often.
You know, I met Travis Kalanick, who wouldn't remember me from anything.
Yeah.
Right after his Red Swoosh, was that his last company got sold? I met him and at a random lunch.
There's a big neon sign above his head that says "winner."
Yeah. And I met this guy at a lunch this is a long time ago. This must have been early 2005. Does it sound about right? Something like that. And he explained the entire future of video on the internet to me at lunch. And I'm like, this is one of the smartest people I've ever met on the entire planet. Yeah. Right? And then now that I'm an investor, now if it was someone like that in SaaS with 10 customers, I'm in.
Yeah.
Okay. So just as a touch point here, right? Just so much better.
Right.
Right? So number one has to be better than me. And there's so many founders and they're great and I love them and we're together, but I can't invest if they're not better than me. It's too hard.
Right. That's an interesting one.
So second criteria, which ties to TalkDesk and some of the others we're talking about, what I learned is, you know, I dragged a product up from nothing to 8 figures in recurring revenue at a blended price point that was about $15 per user per month. What I'm looking for are better unit economics than I had. Because if your deal size, not just your pricing, but the total deal size is higher than I had, then for the same amount of work, you're going to get there faster.
Right.
Right?
So simple.
So if your product's $7 a month, $5 a month, $3 a month, generally speaking, I'm out.
Right. It's just like Apple. Like if Apple's, you know, Android might outsell Apple, you know, 5, 10 to 1.
Yes.
And they don't make any money.
Yes.
Per unit. The unit economics are terrible.
Right. So if the founder's better than me, but the unit economics are even worse, his or her ability to get to $100 million in revenue, it's too hard.
They're sprinting through oatmeal. Sprinting through oatmeal.
So when I look like at TalkDesk, we can try to put some other case studies. TalkDesk, I invested, you know, last summer at $1 million in revenue. Now it's in 8 figures. An amazing CEO, better than me, amazing team, amazing everything. But one of its secret sauces is when I invested, the product was, I don't know, on average probably $15 or $20 a month. Now it's $100. So it just is, and they've worked incredibly hard. They've done an amazing job. But if they'd done the same amount of work and still had a low-end, cheap product, it just wouldn't have, quantitatively, it wouldn't have gotten as far, right? So it's got to have better unit economics, be better founder. And then that's really it. But then there's a third criteria, which you have to worry about an angel investing, but it's even more important with institutional money if you don't have a $1 billion fund, which is I will invest in companies that are very boring today. Another call center software, another QA software, another search as a service company, another e-discovery company. These are 4 that I've done that I think will be unicorns. But if I say call center, search as a service, QA as a service, and e-discovery as a service, you're just going to yawn, right?
You're like, oh, that didn't work.
Or it's just
crowded.
boring. Oh, no, it's boring.
Yeah.
But what I need to know is the next guy won't think it's boring. Right? That it will become a hot company.
Got it.
Because the next guy, like the further you go downstream, it has to become hot or no one's going to pay the crazy valuations we need.